The T-Wolves beat the Warriors, and they did a good job for the most part. There was one run in the third quarter where the Warriors got it close. But for the most part, they kept the Warriors at arm's distance, and they tied the series up at 1 apiece. No Steph Curry, not expected to play in Game 3 either. And Draymond Green gets a technical, so he's 2 techs short of receiving an automatic 1-game suspension. And then after the game, Draymond, well, he went full Draymond.
Look like the angry black man. I'm not an angry black man. I'm a very successful, educated black man with a great family. And I'm great at basketball. I'm great at what I do. The agenda to try to keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so they're trying to make him look like an angry black man. I mean, here's a guy who's led the NBA in technical fouls, a guy who punched his own teammate and negatively impacted the trajectory of that version of the Golden State Warriors. Like, this is who Draymond Green is. And, yeah, I don't know how is he black? Yes. Did he look angry? Sure. Is he then the angry black man? We all know that's a different sort of portrayal. And the idea is, you're making somebody defensive, and then you're like, why are you being so defensive? Like, well, because I have to defend myself. And then you crank it up. But Draymond turning himself into a victim is, that's odd to see if that actually passes anybody's sniff test. Do any of you guys think that Draymond is the victim in this particular situation?
I don't. No, not at all.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, Dan, and I feel like, are we giving him oxygen that he doesn't need for this particular part of the comment? Right?
I mean, like, this show? Are you talking about media? Are you talking about, like, of giving that oxygen?
I just say the whole angry black man comment from this show's perspective. Are we giving it oxygen when, like, that's just taking us afield from the actual play, from the suspension, from the antics, from everything else?
I think that the comment is absurd. So just in by itself that it should be left alone. But I also think that Draymond, I think there's some sort of angle here. Again, it's another daring of the referees, of the officials. I think that comes into play. I don't know if he's trying to garner any sort of, empathy or anything from a fan base that may not have otherwise cheered for. I have no idea. I don't know if he's trying to garner support from the home crowd, trying to think that he's the one that's being wronged. I think all of those could be in play. I just don't think that what he claims is happening is actually happening.
But no one does.
Yeah.
No one does. On the other hand, there's a little bit of, and I said this before about LeBron, where we can, and others do this as well, where they copy the Trump idea. If you don't follow what LeBron is saying, if you don't agree with what he's saying 100%, then you're out, right? Which is what Donald Trump has done. This is a little bit Trumpian as well, where you're like, no, I'm the victim here. Everybody else is wrong. You put me in a position to look like something that I'm not. Like, well, no one really brought up the whole idea of an angry black man previously. And secondly, most of the league, the American-born players are black. So if anybody gets angry, technically, if you want to get down to it, I know that's not what he means by angry black man, but you'll look like an angry black man or an angry man who happens to be black, and then you're the one who's constantly getting thrown out of games. You're the one who's constantly getting into a fracas. You're the one who's constantly hitting guys across the head or kicking guys in the nuts. Like, those are the things that you're doing, and there's just no acceptance of it, despite the fact that he is bright, he is well-educated, he does have a good family. None of that, all that can be true, but this is like an every-year thing with him.
Sure.
And the part that, and I've said this before, but this is the perfect example of it. Us pointing out that he appears angry he can label you as a racist. And when you're labeled a racist, especially when you're not, and I know you are not, and I know I am not, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do to prove that I'm not a racist, but still point out your BS, right?
Sure. So this is the interesting part of it, is I don't think he's talking, I don't know who he's talking to, because I don't know if he's talking to, like in this case last night, Tony Brothers was part of the officiating crew, which, by the way, I feel like Tony Brothers has officiated every single playoff game this year. Like, it's every time I'm on TV. I think I saw Zach Zarba once, but otherwise I think I see Tony Brothers every single game. So I don't know if Draymond is saying, not in a racial way of white against black, but saying to Tony Brothers, who was one of the three officials last night.
And for people who don't know, Tony Brothers is black.
Yes, you keep doing this to me, and you're the one as a black man that's making me look like an angry black man.
It very well could be true, but he doesn't specify. So it's left us feeling like, is he pointing out the media? Is he talking about the crowd in Minnesota? Is he talking about the officials? Is he pointing out the league?
And I think he's smart enough to know that everyone will take notice of his comments and react in some way.
Which is what we're doing.
Sure.
This is the part about giving it oxygen that I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. And the officiating, like, will you react in a way where you will either change, give him more leeway, or will you do the opposite? And I think that he's betting that maybe he will get more leeway. He was yelling at someone, and I don't know if he was yelling at Naz Reid yesterday, because there's no doubt that he hit Naz Reid. There's no doubt that he hit Fred VanVleet in Game 7 on Sunday night. Like, those follow-through actions, those are absolutely deliberate.
And it's Draymond 101.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's literally Draymond 101. That's what he does. That's what he does. So he does so many things on the basketball floor which are amazing. But there's a way, and there is a necessary evil to, and when I say evil, I don't mean like real evil, but in terms of basketball evil, there's a necessary evil to having a guy who's not afraid to be a little bit of a cheap shot, or not afraid. You need a couple guys that are crazy. You can't have too many, but you need a couple of guys. Otherwise, you just get punked. You just get pushed around. If you have too many nice guys, it doesn't work. If you have too many guys that are nasty, sometimes that doesn't work. So the whole thing works together. But when you're right on that line of acceptable and unacceptable behavior, don't be surprised when some people take it as unacceptable. He just doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, and I think he's thinking he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, because they're trying to trigger him. I don't think that's not what it is. It's, dude, you lost the benefit of the doubt years ago when you were constantly, calling out officials, making a mockery of them, and causing yourself to get technical fouls to get you suspended previously.
I think he lost the benefit of the doubt in the 2016 finals. I think that was the line with the crotch shot, the suspension.
Remember, he had a bunch of different kicks into the crotch that were supposedly inadvertent leading up to that.
So it's been 9 years. And now is the time that he's had enough.